Greetings, everyone. In this video, we're discussing briefly about a video clip that is doing rounds on social media. The video speaks about is a short interview by the South African Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Aaron Twaleti, where he was being interviewed on Newsroom Africa. So this video, 59 seconds, this clip is circulating on various media platforms. And the comrades are asking us to explain what the minister was saying because some they seem to be getting confused about the minister's statement. In that 59 seconds video, the minister says, one, have set up a team that will adjudicate the applications by ZEP holders as they move to. Secondly, that they believe that the majority of ZEP holders are not applying because they've been advised by lawyers that this is going to be squashed in the courts. That is the decision by the South African cabinet not to renew the Zimbabwe exemption permits. This is what the minister was explaining. So he did not explain any new thing around application because you have to apply for a visa that you qualify under, which have produced the numerous videos explaining. But because we said in terms of the requirements, many people do not qualify. And I've seen some letters circulating, I think it's from the DG, if I'm not mistaken, where some applicants are advised to indicate, particularly if you're applying for a waiver, to indicate what you need to be waived. And we did videos explaining the waiver and so on. So it will not be correct that the majority that are not applying have been advised by lawyers. But the minister says they've got that information, but it has not came to our attention. What we know and understand clearly is that if you go to the website of VFS, you are applying for a general work visa. The requirements are clearly stated. And such requirements, and based on those requirements, people do not qualify. Then one will then have to write a letter that is an application for a waiver, requesting a government to waiver some of the requirements. Remember that this waiver is dealt with by the Department of Labor. You remember also the Department of Labor saying that in future, all applications for visas will have to, first you have to go through the Department of Labor to check if there's no South African that can do the job that you are doing. So I've been explaining that, for instance, if you're a petrol attendant in a garage, it is a job that can be done by a South African. So some of us do not understand what kind of a waiver or what you want the minister to waiver, unless we are directed to say, if you are working as a petrol attendant, this is what you have to waiver. If you are working, you have to ask the department to waiver. If you are working as a domestic worker, this is what you have to ask to be waived. So we do not want to mislead anyone, because we see many people are now applying for a waiver, and we are also hearing that there are some that are advising that people should apply for a waiver. But unfortunately, we do not know in terms of the waiver. What we know, which were explained, was that because you received a letter from the Department of Home Affairs through an email, and we said even if you did not receive the letter because you have changed your email, if you are a holder of a ZEP, we should operate on the basis that you received a letter. And then you make a representation to the department to write to them and say, I am Ngabuto Mabena, I'm a petrol attendant. I came to South Africa in 2009. I do not qualify in terms of the requirements to apply for general work visa. Kindly assist me on what to do and indicate you put your ZEP number, you are a petrol attendant. We said you are making that a representation to the department to say this is your situation. And the department should then be able to assist it to say, one, you do not qualify, there's nothing that we can do for you. Or they might say, okay, because a petrol attendant at an engine garage, we will, the requirements are these, but we'll waiver these requirements. That's what we know. But for us to then say, apply for a waiver, because a waiver, you need to be specific on what you or your employer must weigh, must ask the department to waive. And we have been explaining all these things. So we thought we needed to explain this because a number of comrades are saying, maybe skill we didn't understand. That's basically what the minister was saying. And we are told that 6,000 people either have applied or made a representation to the Department of Home Affairs out of 178,000. And it's only 3 months before the expiry of the grace period, which was granted by the South African cabinet. So it is a worry. So this is why then there is this theory of saying maybe people are advised by lawyers, but as you would know, that as the leadership of this community in South Africa, we have not approached any lawyers, we have not taken the South African cabinet to court, and we have not advised our members not to apply on the basis that the court is going to squash the decision of the South African cabinet. We never said so. But if there are others who said so, we are not aware. And that will be unfortunate. Of course, we know that the Helen Suzman Foundation court case is coming in October, but we are not aware of a person who have been told not to apply. What we have said is that if you do not qualify, whether you work as a petrol attendant, you work as a domestic worker, you need to make a representation to the Department of Home Affairs. We cannot advise you to apply for a waiver. Say, this is what I'm requesting that you waiver. That is what we wanted to explain. Comrade Promise says, Mr. Mabena, has our Zim government started the process of repatriation? Any details does it include carrying our luggage? I do not know why Comrade promised the Zimbabwean government will repatriate anyone. I do not know because we're talking of people that are working, right? We're not talking of people that are in camps or refugees that are placed in camps, but we're talking of people that are working, that are earning a living in South Africa. If they have to go back to Zimbabwe come December, they simply get to the buses, drive across the border and go back to Zimbabwe. In terms of the properties in paying duty, what we only know is what was in the press, where it was said that if you have a vehicle, you only pay VAT 14%, you don't pay duty. And I think it was said it has to be around 700,000. I can't remember the year, but it is there in our groups. That statement still circulates. That's what we know as of now. So we do not think that the government of Zimbabwe should repatriate anyone. If you do not qualify, say you also want to relocate back to Zimbabwe. So it means we have to deal with the last issue you are raising in terms of a property, whether we pay duty or not, and simply get into the bus or drive across the border and return to Zimbabwe. Otherwise, comrades, that's what we needed to explain. Thank you so much. Please circulate this video because a lot of comrades are circulating that short video by the minister, and it appears there's so much confusion in our community. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Goodbye.